Hello and welcome to Findlay Designs. Today's video is a little bit different from what I normally do. The original plan was to create a water splash for the golf ball that I made. However, things didn't go quite according to plan in that the splash that I wanted to make, because the weather's a little bit warmer here at the moment, it didn't run the way I wanted it to. It actually firmed up quite a bit, so it didn't end up happening the way I wanted it. So I went with plan B, which was I just made this vase with what would have been used for the golf ball. As I've made quite a few of these vases so far, and I've done quite a few videos, I thought I would change things up a little bit, and today I'm going to discuss a little bit on how to get started with your YouTube channel and how to build an audience using social media and things like that. So today's, because the next book is about how I built this channel over the 12 months, how in 12 months I got to 20,000 subscribers, and how I got 15,000 members in the Facebook group, and basically what I've done to drive traffic to my website, how I made sales, and how I'm basically making money from YouTube. So today's video is pretty much going to be on how I got started, the things that I've done, and then I'm going to do some other videos afterwards going into more detail on how I drive traffic to my website, etc, etc. But today's just basically on how I got started. So without further ado, what I'm going to do also, is in the background I'm going to show the video to this on how I made it, although the talking's not going to be about how I poured the resin onto the plastic, because you all know that because you've seen plenty of my other videos. So this one's basically just going to be in the background showing you how I've done this, but I'm going to go into detail on how I've built the channel and basically how I got started. So let's get into it. So starting out, you've first got to have an idea on what your channel is going to be about. For me, it was a how-to video on resin and what I do. I was attending a artist networking group, and one of the questions that come up was, what is the question that you're asked most of the time? And I was already posting photos into some of the resin groups, and one of the questions that kept coming up was, how did you do that? How did you make that art? What did you do to achieve those things? What are you using in there? What are those round things that are in your resin pieces? So for me, it was quite easy to get started with the videos, because I thought, I'm just going to start doing how-to videos on how I create my resin art. So that was basically how I got started. So this is going to be an easy one for you to do. What is it that you want to create videos on? What things are you asked on a regular basis? You know, what kind of questions are you doing? And it doesn't have to be resin art, it can be any kind of art, it can be any kind of how-to video, whether it be you go fishing or whatever. There's so many things that you can do on YouTube. But first of all, you have to obviously have an idea on what you want to do, and then see that idea through. So, you know, my end plan was to make sure that the people that were watching were able to follow the instructions and then create their own version of what I was already doing. The next thing is you need to know who your target audience is. Who are you aiming these videos at? Because you're not going to be aiming them at everybody, because the the likes of resin. Not everybody is interested in resin or art or whatever. So who is your target audience? Who are you aiming this at? Now, one of the best tips I was given was to think of one person that you create your videos for, who would find it most beneficial. And for me with this, it was people who are already creating resin art but are bored with what they're doing, because resin is quite samey, in that you see a lot of people, they will create something and then every man and his dog will then try to create the same thing. So you'll see, for instance, the geode. When Mrs. Cullerberry created the geode, everybody just loved what she was doing and decided to copy what she was doing, and then they started making videos themselves on their versions and things like that. So for me, I was trying to come up with ideas that was different enough that people would be interested in watching, because like I say, they were bored with what they were seeing so far, or they've been there, tried it and wanted to try something new. The next thing you want to do is produce original content. Now, this is a big one for me, because I've actually been quite amazed at the amount of times that people will copy to the letter what others create on YouTube. So for instance, this bending of resin, when I first created this, the idea was to give others ideas on, you know, how they too can bend resin. I was actually amazed at the amount of people who copy it to the letter. They want to use the same products that you use, the same pigments, the same resin, and that actually quite surprised me, because me personally, I don't watch other resin videos. Even though I've subscribed to many of them, I don't actually watch them, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The first one being that I just simply don't have the time. Creating these pieces and doing the videos and sending out the newsletter and looking after the Facebook and everything is a full-time job, so I don't have time to go and watch other resin videos. And the other reason I don't watch them is that I don't want other people's resin ideas to influence what I am doing, because I actually watched a video one day and it was actually similar to what I had planned for my next video, and as a result I thought, oh, I can't put this out now because people are going to think that I'm copying. So I didn't end up doing that particular video. So now I don't watch videos of other resin artists because I don't want it to influence what I'm going to be putting out next. Granted, I might have the same idea as somebody else and stick it out, but I guarantee there'll be slight differences to it. But I don't want it to stop me from putting the video out, so that's why I don't watch other videos. And while I don't think for one second that I'm reinventing the wheel with anything that I do here, I just want to, in my own heart, that, you know, it's an idea that I've come up with in the processes of creating other ideas. And so for your channel to be successful, I think you need to do the same. I think you need to make sure that what you're producing is something that nobody else is doing. Yes, they might be doing something similar and have similar ideas to you, but I think that you need to make sure that what you're creating is different from what everybody else is creating, and constantly be looking to bring new ideas to the table. So once you're creating your original content and uploading it to YouTube, you've then got to start driving traffic to your YouTube channel. Yes, you can get YouTube recommending your videos and people finding you through the search engine and everything like that, but you also have to drive traffic to it yourself, and there's a number of ways that you can do that. One of which is obviously through Facebook, Instagram and Pinterest. Now I'll go into more detail in future videos on how I use social media to drive traffic to not only my YouTube channel but to my website, and ultimately how I make sales through not only monetizing the YouTube channel but how I sell my art through the website, how I sell other products, how I basically earn an income through using social media. So this is what's going to be happening with some of the other videos. Now obviously the most widely known way to drive traffic to your YouTube is through Facebook. Now there are a number of different groups, unique groups on Facebook that you can become a member of, and you can then share photos of your art and other projects within the groups, and then link it to your YouTube. But do be mindful of the Facebook group rules. For instance, a lot of the groups don't like you sharing directly from your Facebook page, so you'd need to create a new post in each one. But there are ways that you can link it back to your page without it being a share, and I'll go into more detail on how I work that in other videos. And also, if you need to be engaging within those groups also, so you need to be who you want to become. So you need to be the person that has the answers when people have questions and things like that. So that's how you build trust within the group, so that when people see that you've done a post on there, they're more than likely then to click on the link and then go to your YouTube channel. So it's all about engagement and trust, and I'll go into that in future videos. Please let me know if you like the idea of me giving you insights on how I built this channel and how I use it to make a living from it. I'll of course still bring you the usual how-to videos. These will just be in addition to the how-to videos. So just leave a comment below on your thoughts and ideas on this. As always, if you like this video and would like to see more, then please subscribe to my channel, or better still, go and browse my other videos. I have plenty of videos showing you how I created these resin bowls. So until next time, see you in the next video. Bye for now.